Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are well at your home. This is me, Ms. Asfa, your SST teacher, and this is the time for your SST class. Take out your SST books. This is your SST book. Take it out. As you all know that in our last class we have started the chapter, it is unit number 1, Karachi. We have discussed some important facts. Unit number 1, Karachi, page number 2. We have discussed some important facts about Karachi, as well as I told you, I described you this one diagram and gave you this diagram as homework. I hope you have done with your homework. Right now we are going to continue rest of the chapter and we will start our chapter from Port of Karachi. What do you understand by the word port? Port is actually the sea coast that is used to carry the goods and services from the other part of the country. We export goods and services to the other countries and we import goods and services from the other countries with the help of this port, through this port. And Karachi have the highest importance because it have one of the busiest and important seaport. It is considered as the largest seaport as well. Why it is considered as the largest seaport? Because it have the deepest harbor. Whenever a seaport have the deepest harbor, it allow the bigger ships to stay for a longer time period easily, because in the deep sea, ship can easily be float. That's why the port of Karachi have the highest importance because of its depthness. So this port, the ships carry the load, they carry the goods from the other countries. What are the goods and services? Goods are actually the things that we can touch, we can feel. For example, this pen, this book, everything is considered that we can touch or feel is considered as a good. And what are Karachi goods? What are the goods of Karachi? The goods of Karachi, the important goods of Karachi are food items, clothing, machineries, the things at which Karachi is good at. So the Karachi is good at its foods, clothing, machineries, pens and books, etc. And what are services? Services are actually the duties that are provided by other for yourself. For example, doctor. When you go to the doctor, what he do? He provides you a service in terms of treating you in good manner. Means to cure your, he gives you medicine to cure your illness or sickness. And the services, the teaching is also the example of service. When you go to the school, your teacher teach you. He actually providing you a service, he gives you knowledge. It is these sorts of things are called as services. Okay. Now let us talk about, as I told you that port are used to use for import and export. What is import? As I told you that when Pakistan or Karachi used to import is when we buy things from other countries, and export is when we sell things to other countries. This is the mean. When you buy the things from other countries is called as import, and when you sell your product to other countries is called as export. Now let us talk about goods and services in Karachi. The importance of goods and services in Karachi. But before this, let me tell you that what are Pakistan export goods to which countries? It export its special goods to UAE, USA, UK and China and Afghanistan. And it import goods from China, from Saudi Arabia, from Kuwait, from UAE, etc. Now let us talk about goods and services in Karachi. Goods and services in Karachi. Karachi is considered as the major, it produces 30% of the manufacturing goods throughout. Means among all the 100%, it is responsible of producing 30% of the manufacturing goods. What do you understand by the word manufacturing goods? Manufacturing goods are actually the products that are formed from the raw materials. For example, the raw material, for example, take example of cotton. We take cotton from the field, right? And it is processed. Where? It is processed in industries, in mills. It is processed in industries, mills, and different textiles, and it converted into what? Clothes or fibers. Clothes, cotton clothes or fibers. So when a raw material is converted into some sort of productive thing, it is called as manufacturing goods. So Karachi is good at producing 30% of the manufacturing goods throughout. The best manufacturing goods of Karachi is textile good, and the other manufacturing goods are the electrical goods, chemical and medicinal things, steels and cars companies. Special steels and car companies are also situated in Karachi that are responsible for manufacturing of larger numbers of cars. Reputed companies are actually situated. For example, Toyota Corolla, Suzuki. These are the reputed companies that are situated in Karachi and are responsible of creating these sorts of these cars and well-known cars and Suzukis and trucks and buses. When we talk about services in Karachi, most of the Pakistan banks, most of the headquarters, Pakistan bank headquarters are situated in Karachi. Why they are in Karachi? Pakistan main bank headquarters are Karachi because they are providing best services in Karachi. That's why they are in Karachi. When we talk about, as you all know that television is the easiest way of communication. And Karachi, there are number of well-known TV channels are located in Karachi because they are providing the best services of them. That's why they are situated in Karachi. And what are these channels such as Indus Media, Dawn News, CNBC, ARY Digital, KTN, GeoTV, etc. There are number of channels that are located in Karachi and responsible for providing their best services. When we talk about airport, Karachi is also have the international airport, that is Jinnah International Airport. That is at this airport, flight from the well-known parts of the world, well-known part of the countries stay here because it is considered as an international airport and has an international values. That's why many flights used to stay at this airport is situated in the Karachi and providing its best services. It has a really importance. Because of this airport, Karachi has also acquired great importance. Railways and roads are also plays a major role. That I have a huge channels of railways and road of that is located in the Karachi, and it is also playing a major role to transport the city, to transport the goods from one part of the country to another part of the country. And it is also people also can transfer. People can also visit from one part to another part through these roads and railways. Karachi is also considered that it has the biggest fishing fleet. Means it provide the biggest channel for the fishing. Number of large fishing is done in large amount of area, and it provides employment to larger thousand of people because in Karachi fishing is done in large number of scale. Now, big city problems. As we are living in a big city, so it have its big problem as well. A big city always having a problem. So the biggest problem of Karachi is the population. It is comprises of there is about 15 million of people lives in Karachi. It is ultimately that a large number of people lives in smaller area. This indicates that ultimately, if you have a larger number of people, if you don't have the area to live, so population cause not enough houses are available for the large number of people. This is the main problem of Karachi. There are some problems I am going to discuss here. That is shortage of electricity. As you all know that as we are the Karachis, we know that the electricity problem. There is the biggest shortage of electricity in our city. Shortage of water, as we all are facing the same problem. Pollution is the major problem of Karachi. Because of the larger number of people living in the area, because of the larger number of population, the disposal of waste is impossible to dispose the waste in correct way. So the waste produced from the industries and mills is not disposed correctly. It must be disposed in the rivers or in the sea, and it pollutes the seawater. And when when it pollutes the seawater, it affects the sea animals, and most of the time that seawater, the river water, is used for irrigation purpose as well. And when this water is used as irrigation purpose, it also affects the plants. When it affects the plant and when we consume those plants, ultimately it affects us. So pollution ultimately make us ill, make us sick. So it is really very important to control the pollution problem, because pollution not only pollute the water, it affects three things, that is our land, our air and our water. These three things ultimately affect us. Another major problem is unemployment, because of the shortage of the area. Because of the shortage, it is impossible for there is not enough employment available for the larger number of people. So this is also the main problem of Karachi city. Students, let us discuss the homework. All you have to do, you have to give the answer of the question that is on page number 10. Make a list of some of the problem Karachi has. There are 3 questions, 1, 2, 3. You have to answer only 3 questions. Number 1 is, you only have to make a list of the problems Karachi city have. Make a list of it and choose any one problem. Here's a list. Choose any one and suggest a one solution that you can suggest that write down any 2 ideas. You can see there you have to write down any 2 ideas for trying to solve this problem. Suggest any 2 ideas to solve that problem according to your own needs. For example, if you talk about pollution, you can suggest that attempt proper way to dispose the waste correctly. Okay, so write down any 2 ideas. If you're going to select that population to overcome we must have to acquire the plans to overcome the population of Karachi. So there are many problems we have. We can overcome these problems by acquiring few measures. So you have to suggest take 2 ideas that overcome these problems. Next homework is that you have to do this one matching. That is on page number 13. This one matching from 1 till 9. Karachi is the main city center of trade. Where it is situated? In Pakistan. A bay is a coastal inlet with as I told you in my previous class, that bay is an area that is covered with 3 sides, having a 3 side of land. A stack is formed. When a stack is formed when an arch is collapsed. The Karachi coast has become polluted. From factory waste, of course. The goods are the things that you can see or touch. As I told you that goods are the things that we can see or touch, and services are provided for you by other people. Imports are the goods that you bought from other countries, and export are the goods that you sold to other countries.